There we go. With that victory, of course, Barcelona keeps their 4-point lead at the top of the Liga table after Real Madrid get their dramatic win on Friday. Atletico Madrid, with their win, sit on 54 points in third. Villarreal 3 points behind them. To break down this victory for Barcelona, we head into our Spanish football expert, Phil Kitromilides, who was also on the call for this match in Barcelona. Phil, thanks for joining us, my man. What's your initial thoughts on this game? You were on the call, you watched it happen. Lamine Yamal again with another moment of magic to give Barcelona all 3 points.
Yeah, guys, I mean, this was about Barcelona getting the job done, and they managed to get the job done in really difficult circumstances. This is a tough game. This is one of the toughest games that they have got left between now and the end of the season if they want to end up being champions, going to Bilbao and winning against Athletic Club. Both of these sides, of course, have gone out in the Copa del Rey midweek in the semi-finals in painful fashion. So it was nice, actually, that we had, you know, the two teams that went into the Copa del Rey final, Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad, playing each other. And then immediately after that, we had Barcelona against Athletic Club, the two beaten semi-finalists. I thought Athletic did really well in this game. A lot of intensity, a lot of aggression. They made life really uncomfortable for Barcelona. Barcelona in the first half didn't have a shot on target. Barcelona's first half XG was 0.05. How many times have we seen Barcelona this season in a half of football not have a shot on target and basically create zero? They were tired. They were really tired after that massive effort against Atletico Madrid on Wednesday night. But they got the job done, which was the most important thing for them today.
I feel like they almost showed a little bit of a Mamba mentality. You saw the jerseys out there that they were wearing today, because you spoke about it right there, Phil. Their fatigue, the fixture congestion, especially when they compete on all of these different fronts. So how big of a win was this for Barcelona today?
Absolutely massive, especially with Real Madrid winning last night in really dramatic circumstances and putting the pressure back on. I was getting messages from people during the game saying Real Madrid are going to win the league, and I can't believe it. Hey, listen, Real Madrid might still win the league. But if Barcelona had dropped points tonight, it wasn't just that they would drop points, is that the doubts would start to creep in, more confidence to Real Madrid. So, yeah, it was really, really important for them to get the win and show that they can win in these kind of difficult circumstances, and to bounce back from that blow of coming so close in the Copa del Rey as well. They came really close. It was almost mission impossible to turn around a 4-goal deficit, and they came really, really close. It was a big emotional and physical blow. You know, I heard Pedri speaking after the game tonight, and he just said, we were so tired after the game on Wednesday. They're still tired now. They're flying direct from Bilbao to Newcastle for their Champions League game on Tuesday. So they're not going back to Barcelona tonight. They're staying in Bilbao, flying direct tomorrow to Newcastle. Hansi Flick says it's all about recovery and preparation for that game on Tuesday night. And they go into it in the best possible fashion, knowing that they're 4 points clear at the top of the table in La Liga.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. The fact that they're flying straight to Newcastle kind of goes to show you what this little run has been for Barcelona, where so many fixtures in so many different competitions. Finding a way, though, and continuing kind of, I would say, a fighting spirit and not backing down despite all of the fixture congestion and even the disappointment of losing and falling to Atletico Madrid in that tie. They're still finding ways to keep playing hard. And you have to say, they seem motivated. And now going on to Newcastle, they kind of have that motivation and momentum to keep going.
I mean, it helps when you've got someone like Lamine Yamal who can produce a piece of genius like he did today. Listen, it wasn't a great game from Lamine. Genuinely, we were even talking in the commentary on the call. Could he even be substituted? I mean, then they made me look absolutely ridiculous for suggesting that by scoring a world-class goal and thinking, of course, he's not going to get substituted. But it really wasn't a good performance from Lamine in the first half. He looked tired. Everything that he was trying wasn't coming off. He was losing the duels to Adama Boiro, who was playing really well at left back for Athletic Club. And then he comes up with a goal that very few people in the world can do. Very few people in the world can make it look so simple. It is the Lamine Yamal goal. Everybody knows it's coming, and it's impossible to stop. The pass from Pedri is brilliant. The movement from Fermin Lopez to make the space is also integral to the goal as well. So when Pedri came off the bench, it helped a lot with Barcelona this evening. Remember, you know, he didn't start this game. Rafinha was on the bench as well. Pedri came off and played a really important role, bringing a bit of calmness, a bit of clarity in midfield, and playing this brilliant pass to Lamine. who fired in a magnificent goal. He scored more goals this season than he did in the whole of last season. He's continuing to develop. He's continuing to make it very difficult to me to think of new adjectives to describe him, because every week he does something absolutely extraordinary. But yeah, what we're witnessing is truly special. Somebody this young, this good. I don't think I've seen it. I mean, in my lifetime, nobody has been this good at this elite level consistently, week in, week out. So Lamine Yamal, very, very special, and a brilliant goal from him, the match winner today.
Phil, you know what? I'm so glad that we're so in sync. I literally just said exactly the same thing about this now being described as the signature move in terms of Lamine Yamal. And we're going to now look at that goal as his goal, his style of play. Especially when you see the comparisons over the last couple of years. I mean, the matches really do indicate his growth. The goals are growing at a better rate than anything that we've seen. In terms of as a teenager that's come into world football, I'm not sure we've seen any better. But Phil, there's a big difference, because we're no longer going to have that conversation about whether or not he is a wonder kid. We now need to have that conversation about where he stands amongst the best players in the world. And that means delivering in the big moments. So how big of a moment is this in terms of the end of this season and making sure his team wins as many trophies as possible?
Yeah, I mean, this could be a key moment. As we said, Real Madrid had cut the gap, and he's stepping up, and we've seen him step up in big games previously. He's got a hat-trick last week against Villarreal, which in theory is a really tough game. We've seen him play big in Champions League semi-finals. We've seen him play huge performances at the Euros as well. A guy who is still a teenager, and still developing. But now he's dealing with the responsibilities really well, really mature. And like I said, I've said this before on the show, I'll say it again. I'm in stadiums across Spain, up and down the country, week in, week out. He gets whistled and booed by opposition fans just because they know how good he is. They're like, this guy is so good, we need to try and take him out of the game in any way that we can. And by whistling and booing him and anytime he touches it, that's what they do. It's an outrageous goal. And as we said, it is the Lamine Yamal goal. It is the signature move. And they said everybody knows it's coming. When it's worked onto the left foot, everybody knows it's coming. Athletic Club could have had their number 2 goalkeeper in goal, and they still wouldn't. So like 2 goalkeepers in there, and they wouldn't have saved it. It was absolutely perfect from Lamine. And yeah, it's really very special. I don't want to go over it and, be too hyperbolic. But genuinely, guys, what we're witnessing, this is truly special. This feels, historic, what we're seeing with Lamine Yamal and his performances. And it's just the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers speak for itself just because of all the things he's doing early on in this young age, when you have players like Messi and Ronaldo that didn't do some of the things that he's doing until they were in their 20s. So it really is, we're on pace to see something incredible. No, it's facts, and we're talking facts. We talk about the players, we talk about Lamine Yamal, we talk about Pedri. They're fantastic, but I truly believe that this Barcelona side is not where they are without Hansi Flick. The job that he's done is second to none. Where does he rank among Barcelona managers in their history, and what does he need to do to maybe get into that upper echelon of Barcelona managers?
Well, he's pretty high up. I mean, he just recently completed 100 games in charge, and he said, I'd be, I'm pretty happy to stay here for another 100 as well. So let's see how it goes. Obviously, European success would be fundamental to cementing a really huge legacy. But in his first season, he won the domestic treble. Wasn't easy. Up against a Real Madrid side. Remember, when he came in, Real Madrid were domestic and European champions. They just signed Kylian Mbappe. They had this huge, shiny spaceship of a stadium, and it felt like it was Real Madrid's turn to dominate. And Barcelona came in with Hansi Flick and won every domestic trophy and got very close to winning the Champions League as well. So he is much loved in Barcelona, really, really respected. It's his way or the highway. Like, we know how Barcelona are going to play with Hansi Flick. He's not changing it, despite however many pundits on however many shows talk about the high line. This is how they play. This is how they have to play. Everybody knows what they have to do. But he's right up there. I mean, he's right up there in terms of a manager who has come in and implemented a style of play that Barcelona fans are pleased to see. This is an exciting Barcelona team. And it does matter it does matter for Barcelona and their fans how they play. You know, grinding out 1-0 wins and getting over the line and winning a trophy like that, it wouldn't be as sweet for Barcelona fans. Genuinely, it wouldn't. But doing it the Hansi Flick way is more exciting and much more in tune with the club's DNA. So listen, he's not in the pantheon of the greatest ever Barcelona managers yet, but he's not far off. And if he wins a European trophy, then he is going to be right up there.
It's a fantastic job that he's done, not only tactically, but also man management as well, with all of these players, young and veteran. A great job for Hansi Flick. Phil, thanks so much for joining us yet again here on Scoreline.